There is life and everything in it, and then there's being a mom and everything in that. I had to literally put my daughter to bed before shooting this video. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm finally here to tell you guys about my medical weight loss journey. Okay. So I did a little poll on Instagram because I knew that this is something that has been sort of like a semi conversation around my socials, whether it's Twitter or TikTok very much so, and then Instagram here and there because Instagram, you know, not really, people are not really having conversations on Instagram. I felt like I know a lot of people have been asking me questions in the DM, so why not just sum everything up? So I did that little poll. You guys sent questions. Some people sent questions. I also got some questions from TikTok as well. So I was just like, let me do one video and cover as much as I can. Um, Mostly because I know that this is an ongoing journey. This is not like the final review where I'm just like, this is it, like this is where we are now. This video is sort of like not even an introduction, but like just to take you guys along with where I am and what I've been going through and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, this was as much as I could take. Hey, yeah, but so like I'm gonna get through most of them only because people are asking the same question. So yeah. January, I don't know the date to be exact, but like late Jan, well, mid Jan, I had a conversation with Dr. Tracy. So Dr. Tracy owns a medical clinic. You can find her on TikTok, you can find her on Instagram, you can find her anywhere really. You can even Google her. She has a proper practice where she teaches, helps, and has testimonies of people who have lost weight. I actually learned about her through someone else who was sharing their journey on TikTok, but they were going through another form of medical weight loss. And I then decided, you know what, I want to do this, and let me reach out to Dr. Tracy. The rest is history. So, I want to jump into the questions, but I'm also going to be sharing more context with some of my responses because I want to give you guys a bigger picture of why, how, when Zengandoni, about all of those things. So even with my responses, I'm going to try to give you guys like a clear idea of what is going on. One of the first questions that I really want to respond to is what is medical weight loss, because I've been getting that question a lot. Because I did just say, Bana, I'm doing a review on my medical weight loss journey, and a lot of people were like, what? Medical weight loss? Like, what makes it medical? Like, what's that all about? So, I obviously am not a doctor, so I may not have the correct terms or the best way of articulating this, but medical weight loss is purely just that, a weight loss journey or a weight loss that incorporates medicine, be it pills, injections, um, supplements, or I don't know. It could be anything that a doctor needs to prescribe to give to you. That is a form of medical weight loss. So a lot of people get boma, gastric bypass, gastric sleeves, gastric balloons, bo really slim that you get over the counter or at the pharmacy. That's a form of medical weight loss. Bo juromine, that's a form of medical weight loss. Bo Saxenda, that's a form of medical weight loss. Ozempic, a form of medical weight loss. So that is the journey that I have been on, and it's literally just seeking methods of losing weight or rectifying your whatever imbalance that causes you not to lose weight through medicine. So that's essentially it. I hope I've answered that well. So for me, I had to identify many things within myself that was like, why go through the medical weight loss process? I've actually gotten that question here as well. But now, what was the whole point of going through medical weight loss when you were already pursuing weight loss and all of that stuff. Now, I will be honest, my biggest weight gain was in 2022. And I can say the things that contributed to that. I'm having some tea. One of the things that contributed to my weight gain were takeouts. Well, Uber Eats. I don't know, Uber Eats. Uber Eats, Mr. D, alcohol. I would say those were my big contributors to weight gain. I don't have a sugar issue really, but if you think of it, everything has sugar really. But my biggest issues were really that I would just require convenience in terms of like, what am I eating? What am I taking in? And that led me to doing a lot of like takeaways, going out, eating out. Bear in mind that in 2022, I had just moved to Joburg. I was living alone, working from home. So the only forms of social activity were me going out to eat, me going out to drink, or another sense of me laying back or relaxing was ordering food and, just sitting at home and eating, and that would just be it. So those are the things that really made me gain weight. And then when I came back in 2023, December, obviously December is December. So in December it was like a whole chow fest, drinking fest. So when I came back in 2023 back to Joburg, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, girl, girl. Mind you, I had a Virgin Active membership. I even had a trainer in 2022 throughout all that weight gain. But I had to have a conversation with myself in 2023 and be like, ma'am, something has to give. And at the time, I was in like a transition phase where I was moving from my apartment. I was um, moving my daughter to come live with me. I was also trying to leave the job that I had at the time and finding other work. So a lot of things were going on that I felt like I'm going to boil it down to focusing on my physique. I need something that is going to be a win for me, and I was like, let me prioritize not fixing my body, but working on it. So I really honed in on doing OMAD and being on a weight loss journey. And guys, last year's weight loss journey was one of many. I have been on so many weight loss journeys, and that is also one of the reasons why I decided to go into medical weight loss, because I felt like, yes, did I lose weight with the OMAD and like all the challenges I was doing on social media? Yes. But was I sustaining it? No. Was I gaining the weight back? I have had so many weight loss journeys that I got to a point where I was like, this is actually insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. So I felt like that yo-yo cycle, I don't want to be a part of it anymore. I've seen so many people who inspired me. Their weight loss journeys inspired me, and I would watch them gain weight all over again, and I would be like, then what? Then what's going on? Like I felt like that. And that's also another thing, another conversation with like weight loss and gym content. The reason why I don't want to pour myself into that content is because I don't want to contribute to that psychotic cycle. I'm sorry if it sounds triggering or offensive to anyone else, but this is a reflection of how I feel. I felt like me going on a weight loss journey and posting it and giving people tips like I've got all the answers, and then all of a sudden disappearing. No more posting the salads, no more posting the meal plans, and then I come back 10 kgs heavier. I just felt like, what is that? Like, what? I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to contribute to that industry because no one posts when they're having pizza. No one posts when they're having dessert, but they will post a salad. I just found like there was a dysfunction in that. I would rather not post food at all. I would rather not post it at all. I don't want to post diet meals and stuff like that. And I'm sorry because a lot of people do reach out to me and they're like, what's your meal plan? Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to contribute to that negative relationship that you have with food. Rather, I would say it's more of an individual thing. Unless you are someone who has excelled in maintaining a weight loss plan I would think, oh, it's only then, but as someone who's had a yo-yo cycle of going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, I don't want to contribute to that. Anyway, that was a bit of context, but also responding to your questions. Let's get into some of the other questions. So I've covered what medical weight loss is because I have gotten that question a couple of times. Have you noticed any side effects or pros and cons from what you're using? So again, giving you guys context before I respond, I um, spoke, consulted with Dr. Tracy. We agreed on a form of medical weight loss, and I started on. If you follow me on TikTok, you will know that I started on Saxenda. This is Saxenda. Okay, this is Saxenda. I have been using I've used this for 2 months, yeah, but I have changed from it. So I got 3 pens from Dr. Tracy. That is what we agreed on. And I would say the biggest side effects, because that is what the question is asking. When I started with Saxenda, biggest side effects were the nausea, yes. I would say the first 3 days I was extremely exhausted, like to a point where when I got back home from work, the first day I passed out. Like I was just like, I cannot. Unfortunately, at the time, my brother was around, so he was like, it's gonna take care of Mimi while I get some rest. But I passed out. But I guess after the first 3 days, I was okay. Like everything was totally fine. So it was that, the fatigue, but it was only for the first 3 days. The nausea, yes. And constipation became a very prevalent side effect as I went on and I increased my dose. That was the only really alarming thing where I was just like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this? It was when I started feeling a lot of the constipation. My bathroom visits weren't as often as I would like. But again, I tried to combat that with just having my green teas, drinking more water, having more fiber, and I was able to balance it out as best as I could. What form of medical weight loss method are you on? Okay, cool. So again, as I've mentioned, I started out with Saxenda, and the reason why Dr. Tracy and I got onto Saxenda is because at the time, when I reached out to Dr. Tracy, I'd heard a lot of many methods, including her Alorian, I hope I'm saying that correctly, balloon procedure where they insert a ball, like a ball of water into your tummy just so that you could eat less. And we spoke about Duramine, which I knew I was completely against because I tried that and side effects were just too much for me. Like they were just too much for me. And then we spoke about Ozempic. But at the time, there was a lot of controversy surrounding Ozempic. But Dr. Tracy was really assured me that I was going to be okay if I jumped onto Ozempic. Um, However, Ozempic was very difficult to get. So after a few weeks of me hunting down Ozempic, guys, I got to a point where I would go to pharmacies and they would laugh at me. Like they would literally laugh. Bah. I was with Mana when Ozempic, you're the fifth person who's coming in here asking about the same medication. Like it is hard to get. And then eventually Dr. Tracy was like, you know what? How about we start with Saxenda, which is what I just showed you guys. So we started on Saxenda and I had been using that for 2 months. Great results. And I had been increasing my dose. I think I stopped using it at 1.8 milligrams. And then Dr. Tracy was like, hey, doll, I actually have Ozempic. Finally. So Dr. Tracy put me on Ozempic. And the nice thing is that Dr. Tracy dispenses to her patients, only her patients, okay? So you get your Ozempic or whatever medication because you are a patient, you get it like sent straight to your door, essentially. You don't have to go through the pharmacy process where you're hunting it down and asking people and blah, blah, blah. No, Dr. Tracy will literally have it sent to your home, and that's absolutely fantastic. So once she told me, I was like, Doc, if you're giving me the go ahead, I can put my Saxenda away and jump straight into Ozempic. And that is what we have here today. So I have been on Ozempic for 3 weeks now. I actually injected myself on Saturday. Yesterday. I inject on weekends. I just think it's a better way for me to introduce the dose and I get to rest, and I can have the side effects subside throughout my work week. So I started on Ozempic, and yeah, those are the two medical weight loss methods that I'm currently on, and I am happy. Yeah. Would you say the weight loss journey has improved your healthy habits? Okay, I love this question because primarily that was a big um, goal for me. I didn't want to just starve and then stop once I got to the number that I wanted, because I knew that that was the thing that I was doing over and over and over again. Where you set a weight loss goal, you fight and you push yourself hard enough to achieve that goal, and you don't even think about what happens with the life after. So I really wanted to be like, I need to handle this in such a way where I know it is going to be long term. I know that it is going to make me do the actual work of fixing my relationship with food. It is going to help whatever imbalance is going on within me that has pushed me to a point of overeating or not losing weight, even when I make attempts. Whatever imbalance may be happening within my system, I had to face those things, and that is the thing that has helped me, um, change my eating habits. You know what's interesting? I was actually having this conversation with my sister. This is probably the first the first weight loss journey that I've been on where I haven't cut out any food group. I have not cut out carbs. I have not cut out sugar. I can have a biscuit if I want to. I can have Easter eggs. I can have meat. I can have pizza. I can have burgers. I have not cut out anything. I don't know if my doctor is happy to hear this, but like I've literally not cut out anything in my diet. If anything, if my body requires something, I feed it. If I want to have a cupcake, I will have a cupcake. Okay? But the difference is that my level of portion control has been on steroids. I have never eaten as less as I eat now. I think in my entire life, even in the times where I thought I was eating well, the quote unquote sustainable way of eating. So I can have two biscuits and call it a day. I can have three chicken wings, it's like chicken likin, and feel full and be content and put it away. And that is something that I never knew was possible in my reality. I was speaking to my brother also, telling him how many leftovers are in my fridge, only because I don't have that negative mentality of you have to finish your plate. You cannot waste food. I'm not saying we must waste food, but I'm just saying that when you are full, you can literally put your food away. Like you can literally say in the grand, put it in a Tupperware and you'll have it tomorrow. Even at work, if I'm having lunch and I feel full, I will say it's okay. I'll close my scuffed in, I'll put it in the fridge, take it back home with me and have that for dinner or share it with my daughter. And that's it. Like those are the healthy habits that I've been able to learn. And surprisingly, Ozempic has really made me drink a lot more water. I've always been someone who has strived to drink 3 liters. And trust me, even when I'm on my weight loss journeys, I will do that for the time period, but gradually I will fall off. But the desire of drinking water is something that I've really had throughout this journey, and I believe that those are the things that are contributing to like the healthy habits that I want to, maintain long term. Can you please do a detailed pricing of the injections? Great question. Also a very common question that people have asked. How much um how much is the journey? Can you please share how much it was? What else? What is the cost? Please cover the cost. Everyone's asking that question a lot. Okay. So, when I decided to reach out to Dr. Tracy, we obviously had to have a consultation. So I DM'd her and she sent me her details and her link. And I paid an online payment for a consultation that was 900 Rand. I don't know if it has changed. I don't think so. But I paid 900 Rand to Dr. Tracy. I think this was early Jan or mid Jan. And then we set up an appointment. So once I paid that once off payment of 900 Rand, we then had our consultation and we discussed my options, like what option of medical weight loss we are going to take on, and we agreed on Saxenda. Initially, again, remember I said initially we wanted to get Ozempic, but I could not find it anywhere. But Dr. Tracy gave me my script, so if I had gotten it anywhere else, I could have, but I just couldn't find it. So then I eventually got a script for my Saxenda. I went to the pharmacy same day, and I went to Four Ways Mall, this chem, asked them if they have Saxenda, and they said they did. Dr. Tracy had written me a script with a full, you know, like list of how much of the medication do I need, like a whole full dose, and it was um for 6 weeks. So I got enough for 6 weeks, and that was 3 pens. So for the 3 pens, the pharmacist billed me 2,800 rand. So yeah, 2,800 rand cash. But if you are on a medical aid can cover that. If you pay for it, you can still claim it, and your medical aid will reimburse you. But my medical aid covered it, so that 2,800 rand, I didn't have to pay for it. I had medical aid, and I'm on Discovery, so Discovery covered that. So it was the 900 rand, the 2,800. But for me, my medical aid covered it. But ke for wena, maybe it might not. You might prefer paying cash. I don't know. But then after we did the Saxenda, 2 months later, Dr. Tracy was like, she has Ozempic, and she will be dispensing gokwake, so I won't need to go to the pharmacy, and I will not be billed by the pharmacy. So whatever charges the pharmacy has, I won't have to deal with that. So Dr. Tracy was like, I'm going to send you a dose for 4 weeks. Yeah, Ozempic. So that's 1 pen. This is what I have here. I got, she sent me 1 pen, and then she sent me a message saying you were supposed to get 2 pens. So I got my second pen. It's actually in my fridge. So for those 2 pens, the Ozempic, Dr. Tracy only billed me 450 rand. So I paid the 450 rand cash. Didn't have to do medical aid. I paid it cash, and then I got my 2 pens. So that's for another whole 2 months of Ozempic. So in total, I would say it's 4,150. However, bear in mind that my medical aid subsidized that 2,800. So cash, I've only had to pay the 900 and the 450, which is only 1,350 rand. Okay, so that is my full cost for my medication. It might be different for someone else, I'm not sure. But yeah, that has been my cost for now. But I do plan on, maintaining this journey until I get to the results that I want. Can you eat anything? Would it still work if someone gyms 3 times a week? Okay, I love this question. I love this question. I love this question. So, can you eat anything? As I've said to you guys, I haven't really had to be on any crazy diet, restrictive diet, or anything. Am I making healthy choices by eating less? Absolutely. My portions are very much controlled. And secondly, do I have days where I am intentional about having more greens or having high protein? Like I make sure that I eat more protein because that is what's going to keep me full longer, and protein is high in fiber. So I minimize my sugar intake. I make conscious decisions about my carbs and stuff like that. Yes, I'm still very much intentional about making healthy choices with my eating, guys. So absolutely, you can eat anything in moderation, but I would say it's in your best interest to make healthy choices. I don't think it's going to serve you to want to have McDonald's, KFC, Bomso Ikota. The next day you are having a dombolo, and then the other day you are having ice cream and donuts. Then the other day you are having chicken. It's not going to serve you. I don't think anyone who wants to pursue a healthy life wants to live like that anyway. So if you are someone who have those unhealthy habits, you should really actually pursue and be intentional about pursuing a healthy lifestyle, guys. Like honestly, if you want something that's going to work on its own, then I think you're already on the wrong path. You're not going to eat recklessly and make unhealthy choices and expect one pill or one injection to solve your problems for you. Um, yeah, I think in weight loss, you shouldn't be looking for a one deal solution. No one wins our hairbacks, no one wins anything. You should not be pursuing one thing that is going to solve your life. And I've come to understand that weight loss is one thing. There's literally one way of losing weight. And I'm not saying this because I have all the answers. No, I'm not your guru. I'm not your queen of weight loss. I'm not your go-to person. No. I'm saying this because it really is a fact. And it is what it boils down to. There's only one way of losing weight, and that is listening what goes in. And it does help to burn more because our body burns energy and sugars just as we are walking in and out of the house, correct? So you need to be burning more than what you are intaking. So anytime that you are intaking more than what you are burning, you are going to gain the weight. Or rather, let me say you are absolutely not going to lose weight. I'm saying this also to simplify it. You could sit in this couch. I could sit on this couch for 30 days and not eat and not move. I will not gain weight. If anything, I might even lose weight if I'm sitting here and I'm not eating. However, if I am eating a lot and I am moving a lot, it might not serve me still because what is important is to not eat. You will not gain weight by going to the gym and eating less. You will not gain weight by not going to the gym and still eating less. But if you're going to the gym and eating more, and you are eating more and not going to the gym, you are going to gain. The most important thing is to making less of what is going into your mouth. Velocity weight loss is in the kitchen. It really is. Okay. So you have to be conscious about making healthy choices about what is going into your stomach. Full. And then would it still work if someone absolutely guys now I go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week. I cannot go to the gym. I cannot promise going to the gym on Mondays. I do try though, because Mati don't skip Mondays. But I do try, but I don't kill myself if I don't. But what is important for me is to go into the gym Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Those are my high, peak days of going to the gym because I am working full time. I am a mom full time. I'm trying to be a content creator. So there's a lot of hats that I'm wearing. I cannot commit to being at the gym every single day. But there's a lot of other things that I need to fill, other spaces that I need to fill into my life. Going to the gym 3 times a week is actually very healthy and very sustainable. I have done going to the gym twice a day, okay, in a week. And that was very unhealthy. And hence I plateaued. So please, going to the gym 3 times a week is beautiful. It's actually perfect for you. Just maintain it and be consistent. Any loose skin or cellulite after losing the weight? I love this question too. You guys are asking good questions, I'm not gonna lie. So I do have loose skin, and this is because of my pregnancy, really. My stomach has a bit of a like a a gush gush, like a little, and I have had this conversation. I haven't had it with my doctor yet, but I've had the conversation with myself, my brother, my partner. But what is gonna happen if I have loose skin? If anything, girl, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna get myself some weight loss surgery. If I can, I think why not? But am I gunning on not having weight loss, having loose skin? Yes. That is why I am going to the gym, really. That is why I'm lifting weights because I do want to maintain muscle. I do want to, still have my body carve itself in the most natural way. Kube bathe nange Ozempic face. A lot of people say something about Ozempic face. The thing about Ozempic is that once you stop eating, it's helping you burn fat, but it's also making you burn muscle and lose muscle all over your body, even your face. So that is why I'm very conscious and intentional about going to the gym so I can maintain a sense of muscle in my face and in my body. So I am trying to combat that by being active at the gym and lifting weights, but I do worry about it. If I'm being honest, I do worry what happens on the other side. But I've watched a lot of other people's journeys. Obviously, our bodies are different, but some people don't have loose skin. So I'm also gunning and praying that I won't have to deal with that. But alas, I'm not frustrating about that as much. Cellulite, I've always had cellulite. If anything, I think this is the least cellulite I've ever had my entire life because I'm working out. I'm at the gym. My thighs are gradually toning, so I'm really happy about that. So yeah, yeah. How many kgs are you, and how many kgs have you lost? How long has it taken you? This is another very common question. I started my journey with Dr. Tracy, and guys, I know that a lot of people feel weird about telling people how much they weigh, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been that person. Okay, I've been that person. But I've come to realize that weight comes with so many factors, you guys. A lot of us have muscle, a lot of us have fat, a lot of us have water, a lot of us are tall, a lot of us are short. Like, there are so many things that contribute. And I've seen people who weigh um over me or bigger than me who look leaner than me. Do you get? Like, or I look leaner than people who weigh a little over me. Like, there's a lot of dynamics when it comes to weight, so I don't even stress about it. I do have a scale. I do weigh myself quite regularly because I want to um just measure my process and listen, like, everything that's happening. So I started my journey with Dr. Tracy in January, and I was weighing 101. That's where we started, and currently I'm at 89 kgs. So yeah, I've lost what, 12 kilograms? Okay, and counting. So I'm really proud of it. It's been what, over 3 months. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm able to maintain it. I do not fuss over the scale. I don't lose my mind. If anything, I can feel the changes in my clothing, in how I feel, how my body moves. So the scale does help. Yes, I do weigh myself. That is very important. But I'm also looking at how I look and how I dress and how my clothes fit. And that has been a beautiful, beautiful journey. Guys, we are pre-diabetic people. We are people who are suffering with obesity. You know, one of the first things that Dr. Tracy said to me that made me feel like, okay, I'm at the right place at the right time is that she said that obesity is a disease. It's chronic. A lot of people are addicted to food. A lot of people are struggling to have their bodies respond to weight loss methods. A lot of people are struggling to lose weight because they have imbalances, hormonal imbalances. Some people are insulin resistant. Some people have PCOS. I have been cleared from PCOS, praise the Lord. But there are a lot of many factors that contribute to why we are obese, you know? So, Dilapa, guys, shoot me, fire at me for seeking a healthy or seeking um assistance in becoming a healthier and happier version of me. I've never hated myself, KCC, by the way. I know that people think that whenever we try to lose weight, we are exhibiting self hate. I never hated myself. You can scroll all my Instagram. I've loved and felt hot my entire life. Even when I was getting body shamed in high school and I felt like a big girl, I still put on a bodycon dress, honey, and worked it. I've never hated my body. I've never hated myself. Have I been on a pursuit of becoming the better and best version of myself? Yes. And this may not apply to everybody, but I do feel that a healthier version of me might look or might be of a different aesthetic or of a different size. And that is just it. That's just simply it. It's unfortunate that the world is not friendly to us obese and big people. And it's unfortunate that we have to sometimes change ourselves because we are tired of, you know, society's punches. It's fair. Okay, that's not necessarily my story, but it's fair. I have a quote unquote desirable physique, so I don't get the lashes as hard as other people. It's unfair that fat phobia exists, but I will never, ever shame any person who decides to change their lives because they're tired of the lashes. I think each to its own. I've been taught very harshly on Twitter that I should not speak on other people's bodies, and I think it's fair that we all. And I took that to the chin. I said, you know what? It's right. I will not say anything about anybody's BBL. Namhlanje, guys, naye kuthetha nge-BBLs abantu. Ndayeka. Because I felt like that is justified. There's no reason for us to be talking about other people's bodies and what they do with them. No one ndiyayincoma. Keep it to yourself. Same applies to, I think, this conversation. I applaud everybody who works hard on themselves, and I want to close it here because I know that I think I've covered all the questions and everyone's asking the same things really. Oprah Winfrey has been one of the prominent people surrounding this Ozempic conversation, and I found it very interesting that someone like Oprah Winfrey, who has money, connection, who has power, someone who can afford the best nutritionalist, someone who can afford the best fitness trainer, someone who can have the best chef to come and cook fresh meals and have everything freshly baked and taken from a garden and blah de blah de blase. Why would someone like that struggle with weight loss? If it is not a disease, if it is not a struggle. And I'm not saying that every fat person or every big person is suffering from this disease. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you have been someone who's been on a pursuit of becoming healthier and you have been struggled consistently, I think it's badala enough to identify that there might be a miss there. There might be a problem if you're on your, what, 6th, 7th weight loss journey of your livelihood. You've been living on this earth, and every second year you are trying to lose weight and gaining it back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, no more. Well, at least I said no more. So if someone like Oprah Winfrey has resorted to medical weight loss and finding a method that has worked for her and has given her the breakthrough that she has sought her entire life with the money and access that she has, why the hell are we all pretending like there isn't something that needs professional help here? Until we seek therapists when we are mentally ill, we seek GPs when we have flus. How about someone who's struggling to lose weight? Don't you think they deserve to seek some sort of medicine to get their breakthrough? And I know that shame, as someone who has been on these journeys, I know sometimes we tell ourselves that the best version of ourselves or the validation and the acceptance is on the other side of the kgs. I have not promised myself that. I don't think maybe the world will treat me better when I am a bit smaller. But things that I have been smaller, and was I more confident? Yes. Was I still insecure? Yes. So be cognizant of that throughout your journey, which is something that I'm also learning and gradually coming to terms with and being aware of. That even through weight loss, guys, it is not going to be a one deal sealed solution. You still have to do a lot of groundwork. I am looking forward to losing more weight. I told my doctor that my weight loss goal for the year is 80 kgs. Then she laughed in my face and she was like, girl, at least say 70. And I hadn't even thought of 70. But now looking at myself being at 89 kgs, I feel like I'm going to get to that 80 very soon. So yeah, it's also quite empowering to be accomplishing things and to be doing things with your body that you thought were once impossible. And that is what I've been able to achieve with medical weight loss and the gym. So yeah, guys, that has been my journey with medical weight loss. I know this was a very lengthy way of sharing with you guys my journey, but I hope that you guys do appreciate it. I am sorry if this video is long, but I just really wanted it to feel like more of a chitty chatty, spend the day with me type of video, and I hope you guys appreciated that. If you have any questions, please hit me up in the comment section. If you do want to get a hold of Dr. Tracy for yourself, you can find her on all platforms. I will leave her email in the description below and whatever information that you might require. But yeah, guys, I'm going to close it off here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Ndinithanda nonke uThixo anisikelele. Nilale kamnandi if you're watching this at night, and have a blessed day if you're watching this in the morning. Bye.